Hi there, Aaron here with Aaron's Tech Corner, and today I'm going to talk about something regarding my Model 3 sound system. If you've been following any of my posts on the Tesla forums, I've been busy taking my Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus and putting in some new speakers and amplifiers and things just to kind of improve the factory sound. I didn't like the way it sounded out of the box, and originally just thought, oh, let's just add a subwoofer and then I'd be done, but I quickly realized I wanted more. So the system kind of started out pretty basic and is slowly evolving into more of a hi-fi system. Kind of at this point, I have a mixture of some Helix gear, Audio Frog, and stereo integrity gear. I'll go over that at another kind of vlog on that. But what I wanted to talk to today about was kind of, I guess, one of the less exciting parts of a hi-fi audio system install, or exciting depending on how you want to look at it. For me, this is kind of exciting just because it's a big change in the way that things have been done in this field, is sound deadening. And sound deadening or sound dampening is something that is, it's a lot of effort. You have to basically give your car pretty good coverage if you want to, reduce noise or just improve, the panel resonations and things like that for your audio system. But honestly, it's the most important step for having a good sound stage in your car. Having a good base for your sound system is very important. So if you want your audio investment to sound excellent, you're going to want to really invest in sound deadening. Typically, that's either, you doing a lot of manual labor or paying someone a lot of money to do the install for you. And there are a variety of materials. I'll just kind of touch on stuff. There's a lot of information on the internet about all this, as there are also a ton of different products, and there's also a lot of opinions. So again, some of this might be my opinion, and just kind of take that with a grain of salt. But what I wanted to discuss was I guess the foundations for things. Basically, the first thing you apply on your metal panels is something called CLD, or constrained layer damper. And that's typically, if you've heard the term Dynamat in the industry, they're kind of like the original. They're the standard to go to. There are better products. They are actually still a really solid product. But that's basically typically a piece of like butyl rubber that has a foil layer on top of it, and it's very sticky, and you apply that to the metal panels, and that kind of deadens the panels, stops them from resonating. And the idea there is, just to kind of keep those panels stiffer and not resonating, and that basically will improve a lot of your mid-bass response. And it does do something to reduce the noise level in the car a little bit. Another exciting thing about this is Teslas, as we know, aren't as quiet as we'd like them to be. And so adding some sound deadening could really definitely help to improve driving comfort as well. So the next layer that you typically would apply after a CLD or constrained layer damper is you would apply a closed cell foam, or a CCF, basically a decoupling layer. Actually, that's not necessarily always the next layer. I mean, you can do it in a variety of different ways, but the CCF, the foam, basically decouples like one panel from another. So like if you put the foam on your door, and then you put not the foam, but you put the CLD on your door, and you put the foam in your door card, that kind of keeps the door card from being able to vibrate against the metal. So like in doors where you have mid-bass speakers pounding away, that kind of keeps that from vibrating and rattling. The third layer that we don't see probably as much, but people do, is what they call mass loading vinyl, and that's basically a sheet of kind of a thick vinyl, right? It's pretty heavy too, and that's actually the piece that does the outside noise cancellation, right? That's the piece that actually keeps the noise from getting in your car. So if you want to soundproof your car and make it super quiet, you want to load it up with mass loaded vinyl. So you're going to add a lot of weight to your car, but you also have to have really complete coverage to have complete sound deadening. So what a lot of people do too is in a front door or rear door, wherever you're putting your speakers, you would typically do your CLD layer on the inside of the door, on the outside of the door, and then you'd hang a piece of mass loaded vinyl on top of that, and then put some foam on, actually ideally foam on both sides of the vinyl to keep it from vibrating and rattling against anything in both directions. So yada yada yada, all that in short, right? Lots of work, lots of cutting. So you're gonna go buy rolls of each of these materials, and you're gonna have to go out there and start, kind of figuring out, well, tape measure things, figure out how do I want all these things to fit, how do I want them to go, and cut little pieces and stick and roll and try and get these to all line up where you want. It's a lot of work, right? Again, you're going to be spending days and days and days doing this, or you're going to hire out that and pay thousands and thousands of dollars. The material already is going to cost you, hundreds and hundreds of dollars if you're buying quality material. And that's important to note because there are a lot of sound deadeners on the market that really don't work don't work well at all. I mean, and some of them have like asphalt in them, so they're smelly, and you don't want to put that in your car. And some of them don't stick very well in high temperature areas, so they can literally fall off or kind of degrade and drip into your interior, and that's something we just don't want, right? So what you want is a high quality butyl constrained layer damper with a good foil layer to reject heat and things like that. So I'm actually really excited because I got to I'm one of the very first test kits for a product made by a company called RoadStage Audio. Now, RoadStage Audio, they are going to focus on hi-fi for electric vehicles, and their first product is actually a sound dampening kit. And I actually have a little piece of it right here. This is the first piece. This is what they call a 3-in-1 material. It has, if you look kind of closely there, that sticky butyl layer, and then there's a little piece of foil in there, and then on top of that is your closed cell foam. So, I mean, they call it 3-in-1, but it's basically two of the typical products, right? Because most of your constrained layer dampers always have foil on them anyways, and then you stick the foam on top. So this is going to save you several steps. But the really cool thing about this product isn't the fact that it's like a 3-in-1 or whatever like that. I mean, that's actually pretty common. You can buy that type of stuff. One is it's really high quality. In independent testing right now, it's kind of hanging as like the number 2 as far as sound deadening. So actually, it's slightly better than Dynamat, which has always been kind of way up there at the top. So that's excellent. And then the other big thing is that it's a pre-cut kit. And I can't stress enough how awesome that is, because it takes all of the work out of just that time-consuming piece. You get a huge kit, and I'll show you in a second after this. I laid it out on my garage floor. It's a lot of material. It's probably like 50 to 60 square feet of material. It's over 60 pieces that are individually cut. It comes in a big roll, and then they've got all of it pre-cut out, and then right now I kind of have like a legend I'm working off of with some numbers and a diagram to tell me which piece goes where. As this product comes to market, I'm sure it's going to probably be a little bit different experience. Again, this is very early. I'm one of the very first testers, so I get to kind of get my hands on it and see how it works. But so far, I will say it's fantastic. It's really easy to apply, and it's seriously going to save you a lot of time. So let's go ahead and check out the next part, which is seeing the material, and then I'll show you some basic installation, and we'll go from there.